Good morning, children. Today, and successfully we have completed Unit 1, Reading B. Every success story is also a story of great failures. So today here, and I want to start the same Unit 1, Reading C. I will do it. The lesson, I will do it. It is written by Sudhamurthy. So let us imagine and let us analyze the title of the lesson. I will do it. So here, that means here we could see the willpower of a man. The willpower of a man. So when he say, yes, I will do it, that means confidently he said, yes, I would do it and I will do it. That's willpower. Now in this lesson, before we start this lesson, let us see a few things about the author, Sudhamurthy. So all of you take the textbook and read while I am reading, and you have to look into the textbook, all of you. Sudhamurthy, the wife of Narayana Murthy, is an Indian social worker and author. Murthy began her professional career as a computer scientist and engineer. She is a chairperson of the Infosys Foundation. She has founded several orphanages, participated in rural development efforts, supported the movement to provide all Karnataka government schools with a computer and library facilities, and established the Murthy Classical Library of India at Harvard University. Murthy also teaches computer science. She composed a fiction, Dollar Source. The present story is a selection from one of her most successful stories, How I Taught My Grandmother to Read and Other Stories. So here, the present story, I will do it. The present story is selected from her most of the famous writing and successful stories. How I Taught My Grandmothers to Read and Other Stories. That was the name of the book. So she was a social worker, and before that, and we see she was the wife of Narayana Murthy. Do you know who is Narayana Murthy? The founder of Infosys IT company, one of the most leading IT company in the world. So, N.R. Narayana Murthy, Nagavara Ramarao Narayana Murthy, this is the full name of the person. Here, my children, she is not only a social worker but also she was passionate to teach computer science to the children. So she wrote some of the books. She was a social worker that she develops the Karnataka state, some of the, and she adopted some of the villages to develop. Right. So like that, the few things about Sudhamurthy. Now let us come to the lesson. The I will do it. The lesson is completely about Narayana Murthy. It's completely about Narayana Murthy. So here in the narrator is Narayana Murthy. Narayana Murthy, the founder of Infosys. So, narrator. He was a short. Let us see. I'll read it the textbook, and you should also see that. He was short. He was short. He was the brightest boy in the class. His seniors used to ask him to solve the difficulties in science. He could have gone unnoticed in a crowd, but once you asked him a question related to physics or maths, there was a spark in his eyes. He would grasp the theories of science faster than the speed of light. He was a short. He was a sharp. He was the brightest boy in the class. So here he refers to Narayana Murthy. Now we talk about the Narayana. We talk about a child, the brightest boy in his class. Of course, physically he was very short, but he was very sharp. His seniors used to ask him to solve the difficulties in science. So of course he was a junior. But as he was a very intelligent person and an intelligent boy, he used to ask him by his seniors whatever the doubts in physics or science. So at the time we could see the brightest light and spark in his eyes. My dear children, the spark in the sense here, not that the spark, here there was something brightening. So that means that he is able to tell something. He was able to know something. There was the anxiety and the curiosity about we have to understand. And his seniors used to ask him to solve the difficulties in science. He could have gone unnoticed in a crowd. But once you asked him a question related to physics and maths, there was a spark in his eyes. Suppose if you ask a question about the science, physics or mathematics, whatever, if you have a doubt, at that time we could see a spark in his eyes. Then we could understand the curiosity. For example, if you have any doubt to your classmates, you have asked a doubt in your classmates, simply what I too don't know, simply they would avoid you. Right? This is what the things are happening nowadays. Because maybe he doesn't know, or maybe he was jealous. He was very jealous. If he could tell that, or if he could explain, that is the doubts. So maybe you may get good marks. So that's why he may not tell you about. But here Narayana Murthy is not like that. If anyone, or if his seniors were asking him a question about related to physics or mathematics, he felt very happy, because he wanted and he could know what he knew that he was able to convey. Yes, he felt very happy. He was very curious, and at the same time he could grasp the theories of science faster than the speed of light. You know, my dear children, the speed of the light, the 3 into 10, I think not exactly 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8. The speed of the light. Maybe 10 to the power of 10, like that, maybe. So, see, he could grasp the theories of science faster than the speed of light. That much speed, because he had a lot of interest to know about science. Next para. He came from a poor, educated family. His father was a a high school teacher and a avid reader of English literature. He, like all the boys in his class, was trying to get admission into some engineering college. So, not only here, the Narayana Murthy, for everybody's life, there was some background. So here, he was from a poor educated family. That is his background. His family was educated, at the same time it was very poor. And his father was a high school teacher and an avid reader of English literature. So, avid reader. He was so very interested to read English literature, and he was a theoretical person, practical person. His father was. He, like all the boys in his class, was trying to get admission into some engineering college. He, like all the boys in his class, which means along with him there are some of his classmates. As they were trying to get an admission into an engineering college, he also doing the same way. He was also following the same as the other students are following. As the other students are trying to get admission into an engineering college, here he was the brighter one. He is the brighter one among his class. The brighter ones who wanted to study in the Indian Institute of Technology or IITs. There was an entrance test for IIT. So all his other classmates, and they were trying to get admission in engineering college, and he was also trying to get the admission just like all others, and that he wanted to study in IIT. Yes, it's very famous nowadays. People are very curious about to study in IIT. At the same time, the parents do not think about the child's capacity nowadays. They don't think about the child capacity, but they have a ambition. My child want to become an IIT student. See, many of them they come back, they bounce back because they don't have capacity to get admission. Here, my dear children, there was an entrance test for IIT. If you want to get an admission in IIT, definitely here you need to attend an entrance test. So there you must get some percentage of the marks, unless you won't get admission in IIT. These boys also, along with his friends, applied to appear for the test. They did not have any special books or coaching. All these IIT aspirants would sit below the shade of a stone mandate close to Chamandi Hills in the sleepy town of Mysore. So, nowadays we have a number of institutions, a number of coaching centers. Yes, if you go to town, definitely there you could see a number of institutions, number of coaching centers for IITs and AMCET, etc., etc. Yes, my dear children. But in those days, they don't have any IIT coaching centers. At the same time, they don't have plenty of books. At the same time, they don't have any study materials. But they have to study of their own. After completion of the college, and they have to prepare themselves. That's all. So, they did not have any special books or coaching at that time. All these IIT aspirants here, people who are very aspire to get an admission into IIT, we call them aspirants. all these IIT aspirants. So not only Narayana Murthy but also his mates, his classmates also, we call them IIT aspirants. And these would sit below the shade of a stone mandate to Chamandi Hills in the sleepy town of Mysore. So the Mysore is known as a sleepy town because it is very cool. Because it is hill station, so that's why it is called a sleepy town. So very cool. So in the shade of the stone, mandate stone at the Chamandi Hills, here these IIT aspirants, they would sit below under the shade of a mandate. Mandate means the sense here, wall untundi, just like just imagine. So here the shade would follow here. People, they sit here and they would study and they would prepare for the IIT entrance examination. See how horrible it is. He was a guide for others. Narayana Murthy is guide for others, which means he leads the other students. He guides the other students. So along with his studies, so he helps to his classmates. Whatever the doubts if they get, definitely he would explain along with him. And while others struggle to solve their problems in the question paper, he would smile shyly and solve them into on time. It's very great thing here. He sat alone below a tree and dreamed of studying at IIT. It was the ultimate aim for the brightest boy at the age, as it still is today. He was then only 16 years old. So he was then only 16 years old. His ultimate aim is, ultimate means that is the final aim. There is no other aim. He has only one aim, that is about that he wants to become an IIT student. That is his ultimate aim, that is utmost. Not their other. That is the only ultimate aim in this boy. So that's why, and he sat alone always and dreamed of studying IIT. So here, even though he was 16 years old, others, when they struggled to solve their problems in physics and mathematics, he could solve easily. On time. Even the time do not take much time by this student. On time he would take. Next para. The D-Day came. He came to Bangalore, stayed with some relatives and appeared for the entrance test. He did very well, but would say only okay when asked. It was the opposite when it came to food. When he said okay, it implied bad. When he said good, it implied okay. When he said excellent, it implied good. His principle was never to hurt anyone. See, here let us understand the meanings of the here, some of the meanings we have to understand, because in paragraph we have to know to write the exact answer. He did very well, but he would say only okay when he asked it. It was the opposite when it came to food. Okay. What does it mean by okay? Alright. So, okay in the sense when it comes into food, it is opposite meaning. It is opposite meaning. When he said okay, it implied bad. It implied bad. It implied bad. So when he said good, implied okay. So good in the sense okay. When he said excellent, it implied good. It implied good. Excellent. It implied good. See, there are two different words. When he said okay, it is opposite to the meaning of food. Okay, and that means okay, it implied bad. Okay, when he said good, it implied okay. When he said excellent, it implied good. So, what his principle was never to hurt anyone. That is very important. Generally, he doesn't want to hurt anyone. He doesn't want to hurt anyone. Okay. So here, if you see the next para, the IIT entrance results came. He had passed with a high rank, with a delight for any student. He was thrilled. He went to his father, who was reading a newspaper. The IIT entrance result came. The IIT entrance result came. He had passed the high rank. When what a delight for any student, he was thrilled. He went to his father, who was reading a newspaper. Right? Here the entrance examination is over, and all the students are waiting for the good result. Here, and he was very thrilled when he saw the result. When he saw the result, he felt very thrilled. It's a very exciting thing. He never expected that he got a good rank. So all the IIT aspirants, among them, he is one of the students. Then, after the result has come, then he went to his father. Father, at the time the father was reading the newspaper. See what he said to his father. Anna, I have passed the exam. See, so here the word Anna refers to, here father in Maharashtra, in Malaya, in Kannada, Anna, father. Anna, I have passed the exam. Then father said, well done my boy, very good and congratulations my dear child. Father replied him. Then Narayana Murthy said to his father, I want to join IIT. His father stopped reading the newspaper. He lifted his head, looked at the boy, and with a heavy voice, son, you are a bright boy, you know our financial position. So when he said to his father, Father, I want to study, I want to join in IIT. Then immediately his father stopped reading newspaper, lifted his head, looked at the brightest boy, and he spoke to his child with a heavy voice. Here the baby was a sad voice. There was some sadness. Actually, nowadays, whoever got a first rank, parents, they would celebrate about their child's rank, about their child's about his activity, his work. They would proud. But here, father said with a heavy voice, with a sad voice, what he said? Dear son, you are a bright student. You are bright. You know our financial position. That means here, in the previous paragraph we saw, he came from a poor educated family. That was, you should underline that. How a poor boy became an IIT. Now he was leading one of the most IT leading company, Infosys. That was the most important thing. And I have daughters to be married. That's what the father said. I have 5 daughters to be married off and 3 sons to educate. I am a salaried person. I cannot afford your expense at your IIT. So here father said, my dear child, very good thing and good, you got a good rank. No doubt at all, you are a bright boy. You are the brightest boy. I know, but you know our financial position. So, so that what his father said, I have 5 daughters to be married off. So Narayana Murthy has 5 sisters and 3 sons to educate. So it was a huge family and a big family. That's why his father said he is the only one person that he was leading and he was surviving his family and feeding his family. Right? I have 5 daughters to be married off and 3 sons to educate. I am a salaried person. I cannot afford your expense at IIT. That is what Narayana Murthy father said. My dear son, yes, very good thing that you told me. At the same time, as I am a salaried person, you know, my dear children, a salaried person works 30 days and 31 day or maybe a first of the next month, he was waiting for his salary. After he is receiving his salary, definitely within 10 days he could distribute and he would distribute about his family and for his expenses and his family purposes and education children purpose, etc. The many things you might have seen some of the families, those who are salaried persons, right? In the same way, the same thing he said. As I am a salaried person, I cannot afford your expenses at IIT. And you can stay in Mysore and study as much as you want. At the same time, he said, my dear child, so as I am unable to cost, as I am unable to spare your IIT expenses, you may stay at Mysore and you study as much as you. That means as your wish. You can stay at Mysore because in Mysore is a well-developed cities and there are a number of reputed institutions. You may stay there and you may study as much as you. That means whatever that you want to study. But myself, I cannot afford you the expenses of in IIT. So that's why you can stay back at Mysore. That's what he said. The Nispera, if you see, indeed, it was a difficult situation for any father to say. If you observe the para, indeed it was a difficult situation for any father to say no to his bright son. Yes, it is absolutely right. It's absolutely right. For a bright son, yes, no, it is not possible to say like these words. For any father, it was impossible, it was so hard. But it was the situation. The circumstances were like that. That was the circumstances at the time, in those days. Right? It was common then for a man to be a single earning member with a large family depend on him. Yes. It was common. It was common to a single earning family member. So, suppose if there are 5 or 6 members in his family, the only one is earning for his family purpose. So, like that, it was impossible for him to send a child to IITs. So that's why that was the circumstance, that was the situation of the family. Then he said with a heavy voice, "No, my child, I cannot afford it. My dear children, today I want to stop this lesson here. So meanwhile, after you listen the lesson, read the textbook from top where I stopped today, because you could understand better. You could understand the better. Okay? So have a good day. Thank you.